never be a memory.
And what's going on, Read My Lips people? We are back. So today's story is a little different. It's not the norm. It's actually kind of lighthearted. And I think a little lightheartedness will break up the monotony that we've had. Whether, you know, is Yang going to do New Hampshire? Is Yang going to go all in on Iowa? No debate. Is he raising enough money? You know, a lot of worries, a lot of concerns. Rightfully so. But this segment will kind of take your mind off of it just a little bit. We can't forget about the important things. But this I just found rather interesting. So Andrew Yang went on the New Yorker. And what they do over there is they do comic strips and blurbs and things like that. Now, I'm really big on comics. I always call myself a buff nerd because I'm a big comic book fan. I've been reading comics since I was yay high. And funny story, I had a lot of rare comics, and my mom threw them away when I was younger. She didn't even realize that they were freaking rare. And one time I drew a picture, and it ended up in the back of a Spider-Man comic, you know, where you write like letters to them and stuff like that. And you know, it was a decent enough picture that they put it in the back. It was just little, and I kept that comic book, just little things like that. But anyways, this is more along the lines of like political humor. And again, these are pretty funny too. They're usually politically savvy, usually. And so Andrew Yang sat down with the New Yorker, and they had him caption a couple different comic panels, and you know, with his own little blurb, and he's pretty humorous. Yang he's a funny guy. Like I said, I always call him a rock star, and he I think he did like what, 5 of them, maybe 5 of them. So we're gonna watch that if you haven't seen it already. Mind you, I do not own this. I do not work for the New Yorker. I have no affiliation with the New Yorker, but we're gonna watch the clip, the entire clip. It's about 5 minutes. And then we're going to come back and talk about it.
Hello, I'm Andrew Yang. I'm running for president in 2020, and today I'm doing some captions for some New Yorker cartoons. Okay, so you got a political candidate and then the spouse saying something to him. They both seem kind of shell-shocked. It seems like a marriage that's going through a little bit of strain. She seems very concerned. He seems very concerned. You know, so he seems sort of shell-shocked by something. What is it? Let's see. All right, here's my caption. Harold, the podium only makes you look more powerful on TV. Okay, so here we have one very angry-looking angel running for office. And then the other angels are concerned, and then this angel is saying something. So that is what the caption must be. What's the question? President of heaven? All right, I got it. I wish that there was some kind of competitive element to this. Like every time you successfully caption a cartoon, you get paid $1,000. I would like to make that true for all of us, but instead of captioning a cartoon, it's living for another month. So for this caption, I came up with, no one has the heart to tell him that there are no presidents in heaven. Can you see where I went there? All right, I think I already have a line in mind. So it looks to me like there's a therapist, and there's a car on the therapy couch, and the therapist is giving her opinion. So the caption I came up for this was, did they realize that naming you a smart car would put so much pressure on you? Because you see, the car seems sad. All right, it looks like one speaker is juggling chainsaws. It's a presidential debate, let's say. All right. My caption for this one is, let's pass universal health care in the next 10 seconds. See? Huh? Huh? Okay, so it looks to me like you have someone in a business suit doing window washing, and then someone in a window washing outfit doing the business person's work. A little bit like a Trading Places situation, like a Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy thing. I feel like he's talking to like a friend, like about his experience. So the question is how to express this idea. What is he saying? I'm ready to give it a shot, sure. Are there standards of humor in the New Yorker? Is it allowed to be lascivious or dirty or vulgar?
I would have to know the example, I guess, to see if it...
Well, I guess we'll find out together.
Quality.
So the question in my mind is, how did this situation arise? And so what I came up with was, that will teach this guy not to do drugs with the blinds open. With the thought being that the window washer saw him doing drugs. Oh yeah, this is up my alley at least. What's he saying? He's got a mechanical horse and he's talking. This horse is clearly not happy with the robot horse. Well, what joke would you tell? I mean, this is up my alley because I'm all about the fact that technology is going to take our jobs. This is the caption I came up with. It says, I find the robot horse makes me feel more secure about my manhood. That's a thinker. I really enjoyed it. You know, you get your creative juices flowing. So this is a blast. I highly recommend it. Yeah, I've always loved comics. It's a lost art form. So thank you, New Yorker, for preserving such an important cultural language. Look at that. I managed to make cartoons seem really important. That's the kind of person you need in the White House.
All right. Awesome.
So, lighthearted, great clip, something different. I think the one before that had Danny DeVito on it. So, you know, they do this with celebrities and people of importance. But did you notice a little tidbit in there? Did you notice what he referred to something as? He said universal health care, boys and girls. He did not say Medicare for all. So this makes me incredibly happy. And I know other people have pointed out in the comment section that he's been saying universal health care. I haven't seen it until the New Yorker segment. But we all know Andrew Yang is beginning heat from both the far left and mainstream media on not his stance per se on Medicare for all. They're not really, well, the mainstream media isn't getting on him on his stance. The far left is getting on him about his stance. But they've been getting on him about the verbiage Medicare for all, and you know, I'm not going to go too far into it. I've went over this multiple times. We can all agree and or disagree. But the fact is, he's been getting heat from both sides. I think he's aware of this, and I think he's been aware of it for quite some time. And so he's been changing the rhetoric from Medicare for all to universal health care. And he did so in this. He could have easily said, you know, Medicare for all. But instead he said universal health care. And I think that is a smart move on his part. So, just something interesting I thought you guys would like to watch. Again, if you haven't seen it already, then this would definitely be entertaining to you. If you've seen it already, I'm pretty sure you can get some more joy out of it. Now, on to just some slightly more serious news. Andrew Yang has jumped slightly in the Iowa polls. I think he hit 5%. Andrew Yang has hit 5% in the Iowa polls, which is dope. That's incredibly good news, and it's the highest he's ever polled. So they've busted out something called Call for Yang Week. All right, hashtag Call for Yang, and pretty much what it is they want to try to reach every single voter, and You know, they go on to say calling is the most direct way to reach voters from wherever you are. And they've set up an easy-to-use platform to get started. So they have a goal to make 600,000 phone calls into Iowa, and it starts January 11th to the 15th. So today until the 15th. And I'm going to put the link in the bottom. It's yang2020.com/call if you want to help support, do these calls, be part of these 600,000 calls. Look, every little thing helps. You know, whether you're on YouTube creating videos to get the word out about Andrew Yang, whether you're canvassing and talking to people in the streets, whether you're on the phone making calls to let people know about Andrew Yang, everything plays a part. Everyone and everybody plays a part. And, you know, whether it's boots on the ground or whether it's through a screen on YouTube or over the phone, Andrew needs our help in every way, shape, and form. And if you look at it, the odds are against him. They've always been against him. Always. Whether it's been not taking him serious, media blackout, and now on to smearing, the odds have always been against him. And I always say it's shades of Bernie from 2016. But what makes it more atrocious, what makes it more egregious, is they're aware of what they did to Bernie in 2016, and they're continuing on. Like they didn't learn their lesson. They didn't see the outrage that happened, and they're continuing it on, and they're putting it on Andrew Yang now. And they destroyed Tulsi Gabbard. They chopped her off by the feet. She's done with. So don't be surprised that they're trying to do the same thing to Andrew Yang. But he's got momentum. He's got a lot of grassroots, no pun intended, Russell, support behind him. And it's a lot harder. They're trying. I mean, he's already not going to be in the next debate, which, you know, can be a momentum stopper depending on the candidate. It can really slow your momentum. But luckily, YangGang's incredibly enthusiastic, and Yang's incredibly enthusiastic. He was just on The View again, which I'm probably going to cover. I'm dreading covering it because The View is pretty atrocious. But I might do a segment on it. So he's still in the media headlines. He's still out there. And he's still doing what he has to do, despite him not being in the next debate. And I asked everybody on Twitter, are you going to protest the next debate? A lot of people said they were. So I'm asking you guys as well. Let me know in the comment section below. Are you going to watch the next debate since Andrew Yang isn't going to be in it? I'm very curious as to your answers. I'm kind of torn. Because I feel journalistically I have to watch it so I can see the gaffes and stupidity a lot of the candidates are going to say, so I can talk about it. Like, can you believe Elizabeth Warren said this idiotic thing? Stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, I don't see it being really substantive because Yang isn't in it. And then at the same time, I also want to see if they ask about, now there's nobody of color on that stage. You know, they were talking about it before when Corey wasn't there, when Corey was whining, right? And Corey, look, don't even get me started on Corey. Don't even get me started on Cory Booker. You know, I didn't like him. I began to like him. And now he's gone completely off the rails with this identity politics BS. He went at Kyle Kalinske because Kyle was, you know, getting at Elizabeth Warren for not being authentic because she was doing some silly-ass dance, which just isn't her. Like, it looked ridiculous. And even if it is her, even if that by some chance is her, he's allowed to critique her on it. And then Cory Booker came out saying, funny, you're getting at Elizabeth Warren, critiquing her, telling her to be authentic, but nobody was getting at me about my dad jokes. Yes, we were. Yes, we were. We were getting on you the whole time. What are you talking about? Stop it. Don't do that. Don't. Don't say because she's a woman we can't critique her. That's utterly absurd, and you're making yourself look soft. Stop it. You're barking up the wrong tree, Corey. But that's a whole nother subject. So, see, I get off rails. I get off track so easily. So, I don't know. I haven't determined what I'm going to do as far as the debates go. But I know a lot of you are protesting it, and I completely support that. I think that's actually not a bad idea. And maybe they can see the dip in the ratings. Because you gotta hit them where it counts. And that's financially. That's the only way. They don't care about anything else. They don't care about our feelings. Finances is what they care about. So I just thought I'd bring that to you guys. And again, I'll have some more material coming for you soon. Don't forget, #CallToYang. And let me know if you're actually going to do that. Let me know in the comment section if you're going to do the call for Yang. I think it's a whole week. Let me know if you're going to do call for Yang week. Let me know if you're going to protest the debates. And let me know what you thought of Yang's blurb on The New Yorker. I thought it was cool. So if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like, comment, subscribe. Thrust that like button. I really appreciate it. Also, I have a Cash App, a PayPal, and a Venmo link in the description below. Please feel free to donate to the channel. Every little bit helps. They're constantly demonetizing independent news media like mine. So donations like yours helps keeps my channel going. Hopefully I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying